Hey everyone, if you're writing software today, you already know the landscape is shifting at absolute breakneck speed. But look, we're not just talking about basic autocomplete anymore, right? We're talking about taking AI and transforming it from a simple predictive tool into a secure, enterprise-ready teammate. So welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to dive deep into how to actually scale GitHub Copilot and AI agents safely into your production workflows. Let's get right into it.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the AI coding revolution. Then, keeping your repository safe, automating your code reviews, building custom CLI agents, scaling with agentic workflows, and finally, accountability in the AI era.
All right, Section 1, the AI coding revolution, moving beyond autocomplete. Just look at the sheer scale of the productivity boost we're seeing here. Based on data from organizations like Accenture and Mercado Libre, we are tracking a massive 55% faster task completion rate. 55%! Plus a 50% increase in time to merge, and get this, a staggering 95% report of more developer joy. AI isn't just some trendy new toy anymore. It's a literal revolution in operational efficiency that software teams simply cannot afford to ignore.
But to actually hit those numbers, we need to be crystal clear about what we're dealing with here. AI agents are self-directed digital collaborators. They don't just guess the next word you want to type. No, they're capable of complex reasoning, gathering data from their environment, and executing multi-step processes across your entire system. We've officially moved from simple prompt and response mechanics to autonomous digital entities that can perceive, reason, and act directly within our repositories.
Okay, Section 2, keeping your repositories safe. Taming the super speed junior engineer.
Now, this crucial point is captured perfectly in a sort of golden rule from the developer community. AI agents are powerful teammates, not autonomous committers. You have to remember, in production environments, you want tight guardrails. You want boring reliability. The absolute bottom line here is that AI must only propose code. It should never, ever own it.
So what do these boundaries actually look like in practice? Well, think of your AI as a super fast, maybe slightly overeager junior engineer. High-performing teams put very strict boundaries in place. First off, AI should be allowed to open draft pull requests only, period. There should be absolutely no direct pushes to main or protected branches, none. Furthermore, every PR the agent makes must include a clear problem statement and explicitly call out any assumptions it made along the way. A good rule of thumb, if a human wouldn't merge it blind, your continuous integration system definitely shouldn't either. And this completely changes how we handle code reviews. With humans, review is typically a trust but verify situation. But AI code review? That requires ruthless verification. Why? Because honestly, AI agents are notoriously good at confidently generating incredibly insecure code. Your continuous integration pipeline absolutely must be the ultimate boss here. We're talking about implementing way stricter checks, mandatory SAST scanning like CodeQL on every single AI pull request, and enforcing strict zero-diff formatting.
Moving on to Section 3, automating your code reviews, your first line of defense.
So GitHub Copilot actually has an automated code review feature built right in, and it acts as a fantastic first-line guardrail. To set this up, it's pretty straightforward. You just go into your repository settings, navigate down to Code and Automation, and then hit Rule Sets. From there, you create a new branch rule set your target branches, and finally just select the Automatically Request Copilot Code Review option. This ensures that every single pull request gets an initial rigorous pass by Copilot before a human even has to look at it. It's a huge time saver.
Also, notice the choice of review effort levels you can configure here. On one hand, you've got a low effort setting, which is your standard default speed review. But then you have the medium effort setting. Now, this performs a much deeper analysis. It actively looks at complex logic, security-sensitive code, and cross-service changes. The trade-off, of course, is that medium reviews do consume more GitHub Actions minutes and AI credits. But for security-critical repositories, this deeper analysis is absolutely a small price to pay.
All right, Section 4, building custom CLI agents, encoding your team's expertise.
You can actually build custom agents that perfectly understand your specific tech stack and workflows by creating an agent profile. And it's incredibly simple to do. It's really just a markdown file stored directly in your repository's agents directory. Inside this file, you define the agent's exact role. You specify which terminal tools it's allowed to use, like GH, Git, or JQ, and you establish strict style rules. And because it's just a version-controlled markdown file, the whole thing is entirely reviewable and repeatable by your entire team.
In the real world, this could look like a release docs agent that automatically drafts your release notes. Instead of a developer having to manually dig through dozens of commits, this agent just updates the changelog file and creates rollout and rollback checklists for you. Or consider an incident response agent. During a really stressful outage, it can instantly gather deploy history, check error rates, and pull logs from your top endpoints. You're basically automating those tedious, high-stress workflows by literally encoding your team's exact procedures right into the AI.
Section 5. Scaling with agentic workflows, the defense in-depth architecture.
So what happens when these agents start running completely autonomously, triggered by schedules or specific events? Well, when AI runs autonomously, security is absolutely paramount. GitHub agentic workflows run coding agents in GitHub Actions using a really robust, layered defense-in-depth architecture. It all starts with a read-only token. Notice the very first step here. There are 0 secrets in the agent runtime. None. Credentials are kept strictly isolated. The code executes inside a fully sandboxed environment behind a network firewall. Then, before a single line is written to your repository, it has to pass a safe outputs gate validation and a dedicated threat detection scan. Only after all that is a scoped write job finally applied. The execution is heavily filtered just to keep your repository completely safe.
Now, of course, the idea of autonomous AI constantly running in the background might sound like a bit of a billing nightmare, right? But to keep things firmly in check, you can set hard budgets on a per-run basis using the Max AI Credits configuration. Plus, you get total visibility using command-line audit tools, and you can even export your traces via OpenTelemetry. This lets you analyze your actions minutes versus your AI token spend right on your own custom dashboards. You are never flying blind here. You have total granular observability.
And finally, Section 6. Accountability in the AI era. Amplifying engineering discipline.
When we step back and look at the broader picture of human accountability, the core trade-offs of using AI coding agents become pretty clear. The pros? They're undeniable. We're talking massive speed gains, the reduction of tedious boilerplate, fantastic learning tools for new frameworks, and completely automated triage. But we have to look really closely at the cons too. AI has a serious overconfidence in insecure code. It suffers from context limits that can easily lead to hallucinations, and frankly, there is a massive risk of developer over-reliance. AI drastically speeds up development, for sure, but it can just as easily introduce major security debt if we, the humans, leave it unsupervised.
And what happens when you have multiple agents working at once in your repository? Honestly, it turns into pure chaos unless you follow a few best practices. First, one agent equals one responsibility. Do not let their scopes overlap. You also have to share context via architecture decision records so the agents actually know the rules of the road. And here's a hard, absolute non-negotiable. Humans must resolve agent conflicts, not other agents. You never ever want agents debating each other inside your codebase. Finally, prioritize boring, predictable maintainability over cleverness. Why? Because AI agents love to over-abstract and try to be way too clever for their own good.
Which really brings us to our final takeaway. AI coding agents are not some magic shortcut to engineering maturity. In fact, they simply amplify whatever discipline you already have in place right now. Good processes lead to insane productivity boosts, but weak processes, those just lead to much faster outages. So the question I'll leave you with on this final slide is this. AI amplifies your existing discipline. Is your human team truly ready to be the ultimate boss of your AI agents? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope you found this breakdown valuable and that it helps you scale AI safely in your own workflows. Catch you next time.